TYT Sports. I'm Robert Little, and I'm here with my favorite and only Scottish friend, Francis. I only have one, but you're it, and I like you, so that's very important. You can see more of me and Francis on the TYT app where we talk about football a lot. But today we're going to talk about basketball. Kawhi Leonard and Greg Popovich had a little meaty uppy in California today, or yesterday, I should say, or last night. It was a little rendezvous. Let's look at some of the quotes about what happened when they got together here from ESPN. For weeks, Popovich has been working to set up a meeting with Leonard to discuss the issues that have fractured the franchise's relationship with the All-NBA forward and calls him to make it public in the media that he wants to be traded. He has privately maintained that he no longer wants to play in San Antonio and will eventually alert rival teams considering trades for him that his intention is to sign with the Los Angeles, preferably the Lakers, when he can become a free agent in 2019. Leonard has told confidants that he did not want to sit down with Popovich, and he has been purposely difficult for the Spurs to reach. Among the issues, Leonard is angry at what he believes was the Spurs' mishandling of his quad injury and remains irate with the public comments from teammate Tony Parker and Popovich that he felt were non-supportive of him, league sources say. The Spurs' official priority has been trying to talk with Leonard to work through some of the issues, league sources say. That's been communicated to those teams seeking trade talks, although the Spurs have encouraged some rival team executives calling about Leonard to present an offer if they so choose, league sources say. A lot of sources. In this tweet from Jabari Young, Kawhi and Popovich did indeed meet. This was last night. It was described as a good conversation, expecting more dialogue in the future. Francis, this sounds like a really bad relationship. You ever want to break up with someone, but you don't want to do it directly, so you're like ignoring their calls, leaving them on red and everything? If you were the Spurs and you're Greg Popovich and this is going on, what are you thinking, and what do you think would be the best thing for them to do?
Mini muffins.
Mini muffins
always are a good way to get you back in someone's good graces. No, I'm delighted that when I saw this clip pop up, because my basketball talk has been fallen by the wayside. I used to love getting into these conversations. I mean, I really don't know what Pop can do. It seems to me that Kawhi Leonard has made his mind up. This is a conversation that I even started to have when we talked about this a couple of years ago, where Kevin Durant, his decision to join Golden State was the biggest shift, I think, that I've seen since I started watching basketball. Very familiar to what I'm familiar with in the world of football, where players move to the best teams to win trophies. Yeah, that's what they want to do. Didn't always happen. LeBron James, of course, made that decision back when he went to Miami. But Kevin Durant left a team that was, on paper, a very talented team, couldn't seem to get over the mark, went to a team that was already a championship-winning team. And now I think other players are starting to realize if we want to make the most out of our career, we have to go and make these hard decisions, and not everyone is going to be in favor of. Right. So Kawhi Leonard, who, in my opinion, his game suffered this year with injuries, albeit, but 2 seasons ago, arguably one of the best players in the NBA, phenomenally talented on the defensive end and also a great scorer, needs to be making a decision on what he wants his legacy to be.
And you know something, that's one of the things for NBA players that is different from NFL players. NBA players have a lot of leverage because they're the stars. There's only 5 players on the team, and there's normally only 1 star. And if that star is disgruntled, he can force his way out. And to me, it just depends on, it's a lot of, you see how many sources, a lot of league sources, anonymous sources, the mailman, the guy that walks the dog in Kawhi's neighborhood. Everybody has sources. What if they meet? Was it at a hotel? Was it a motel? I mean, what is happening here? But I think what's clear is that the Spurs do not want to do this. Yeah. They understand that by trading Kawhi Leonard to whoever they trade him to, they make that team an immediate contender to win NBA championships. And they definitely don't want to do it to the Lakers because that's, their rival. That's like the Scotland-England thing. They don't want to trade anyone. Yeah, you want to trade that. So it's a situation where your girlfriend wants to leave because you got caught cheating, right? And you're trying to get her back by any means necessary. The question begs, and in your mind, can the Spurs do anything besides the muffins to get their girlfriend back? That didn't sound right when it came out. But you know what I'm trying to say.
I know the analysis.
You're trying to say, yes.
Yeah, they need to unite a stronger team around them, especially with playing in the Western Conference, where they've now been. They were always the team that every year, regardless of the way they played, where it wasn't the most exciting basketball, they were a machine, and they had talent in there that I don't think they've replaced well. I mean, you got LaMarcus, no doubt, was a fantastic acquisition when Greg Popovich did that, but still we have that older generation starting to move on to Tony Parker's, Ginobili's, when Tim Duncan left. Look at the West now. They've been leapfrogged by the Rockets, right?
Yes.
And because they strengthened. They brought in Chris Paul, and they've now made that team the direct competitors to the Golden State Warriors. So if Kawhi Leonard is wanting to stay with the Spurs, he's going to have to ask the question of Pop, who are you bringing in? Who are you putting around me to make us now the competitors to the Golden State Warriors? Because no one seems to be stopping the Warriors. And at the team they have at the moment, they're not good enough to stop the Warriors. They're not good enough to stop the Rockets from surpassing them. Who are you giving me to make sure that my chances are at the utmost going forward?
Yeah, that's a very good point. And I just wrap it up with this. My girlfriend always tells me, don't send her flowers when she's mad at me.
Mini muffins.
Because you're sending the flowers because of what you did. You're not addressing the root cause of the problem.
That's it.
So you send me flowers on a random day, that lets me know you love me. You send me flowers when I'm mad at you, that just let me know that you want me to get over whatever I'm mad about.
So I don't need to send flowers like on Valentine's Day because it's expected, right?
Don't get in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble now. I'm just trying to do an analogy. I don't want to break up any relationships. But if I'm the Spurs, you got to get to the root cause of the issue. And what I want you to do as the TYT commenters is go to the YouTube channel and give your thoughts on what Greg Popovich can do to make his, I don't want to say girlfriend, for them to kiss and make up and Kawhi to come back to the Spurs.